Morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Charlie's Angel Stream. How is everyone doing today? Hey, Bill Brothers. Hey, Andres. Hey, Thomas. Hey, PF Dennis. Hey, Michael. Hey, Arthur. Hey, Tuxedo. Hey, Jeff. Hey, Brian and Apollo and Doom Crew. Hey, Martin. Hey, Christian. Hey, Ulrich. Jose, Kenneth, Delmar, Ron. How's everyone doing? Hey, Colin. Hey, Patrick. And Stephen B. and Bryce. Whew, it has been a busy last less than 30 days. So let's relax and have some foam flinging fun today, right? Hey, Turtle. Hey, Nick. Let's see. Hey, Stefan. Joseph. Stephen. Okay. We are going to be building Silly Butts. Here, let's see. Slab. Silly's Lever Action Blaster. So this is what it looks like. It's lever action. It's a neat, kind of unique mechanism. So Doom Crew, I have been feeling fine since last Sunday. I've been basically asymptomatic, completely asymptomatic since the beginning of Sunday. Basically, sometime on Saturday, I was feeling pretty energetic on Saturday, so I'm good. I am feeling great. So, hey Hank, hey Alexander, hey Ajax. Slab is on my birthday, Christmas with Slash. Awesome. Hey Deanna. Who else do we have? Garage door is shaking in the boots. Yes. Are you trying out heat in your mini split? Oh, I was going to, because it is a little chilly. I have tried it too, and it works awesome. There. Let's get a little warmth going in here. So I bought this blaster kit. The first two we've assembled on here, thanks to Apollo for feeding this build addiction. So I bought this from Out of Darts at the end of July. I printed the parts very shortly after that, and they've been sitting in a box ever since. So basically sitting in this box. Morning, Sean. Hey, Buddha. Hey, Joel. Hey, Additive Adam. First taste is free. I know. Hey, Sven. So I wanted to continue the printing these parts in PETG. This time I went with ProtoPasta's High Five Blue, and then I kept with the orange metallic gold, and then Polymaker's silver PETG. Hey James. Hey Kenneth. I need some of that warmth too. Portland, Oregon is freezing this week. Hey Doom. Yeah. I'm being sure to pack warm because two days I head to England. Hey John Paul. Okay, so back here. So Silly Butts does a pretty good job of making files available. There is a GitHub here with a lot of information, little animation here on this lever action. There's a whole magazine moves, which is kind of neat. This is not okay. Now I want a slab as well. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Smurf too. I have been isolating so far, it appears, that my wife, she got her booster shot a few weeks before me. She has been fine. So I'm continuing to isolate. We are isolating all the way up until we leave, because I do not want any chances of issues. So anyway, there's a lot of information here, a lot of video reviews, lots of things. So if you go into the slab v4 release, all the STLs are here, and there's also a CAD files, which is kind of neat. I just uploaded those, so let's open that up. Where'd Fusion go? The slab crashed Fusion. Oh, it's taking a little bit of time. There we are. A big assembly. So this is going to be the CAD file with all of the options turned on. So if we wanted to look at individual things, if we need to reference this for whatever, we can come back to this. But for the most part, we're probably going to skip through an assembly guide. Now I've skipped to the first 5 minutes of this because it's talking about the blaster and stuff. And we won't be actually listening to this. I'm just going to kind of skip through and just make sure I stay on track with the sequence of installs. Hey, John, welcome. I may do that new pump action coming out. The shotgun style with the silly shells. I saw the preview of that. So, new build needs a new hex tray, right? So I did the high 5 blue and the Polymaker silver for this one, and I'm loving this concentric infill on these. Got a few small parts here. It is a out of darts kit, so it came with this piece with a heat set insert, which is a little departure. Print quality on this is eh. There are some skipped portions of a layer. I'm going to go into the CAD and modify the one that's in there because this file isn't available, and transfer this heat set to another piece, but I'm not going to do that today. Yes, just didn't want to type it in YouTube chat. What are we talking about? I missed it. Speaking of trays, I think if I can fit them, I've decided I am going to take some to Smurf. So any of you folks that don't get an opportunity to go to the events here in the US, I took a bunch of these to Rocky Mountain Rep Festival earlier this year, and I gave them out to the first people that found me. At Sanjay Mortimer Rep Festival, since it is in a charity event in terms of there's a charity auction, there's a charity everything, I'm going to bring these. And not Friday, it's got to be Saturday or Sunday. I will give these out for any donation to the Sanjay Mortimer Foundation. Okay? If you just show me you did a donation, I don't care what amount it is. That's going to be the criteria for getting one of these. If I can possibly swing it, I might try to get a couple of these signed by various people that would have some relation. Like if I can talk Joel into signing this one because it's the high 5 blue, we'll see. No promises. So I think that's a good idea. What do you think? Is that seem like a pretty reasonable thing? If you ever turn on ads, I thought pew pew specific words messed with monetization. Well, foam dart blasters, foam flinging fun, I think is okay. But I never turn on advertising for Charlie's Angel streams. That just doesn't happen. Those stay ad-free forever. So it's not a problem. And I've only done these on Charlie's Angel streams. So, okay. The slab hardware kit as it comes from Out of Darts. I haven't actually looked. Oh, it's just a checklist of items. I have the spring. Which spring did I buy? Does it say? I got the 180 feet per second spring. The Out of Darts 180 feet per second spring. And some O-rings. We're just gonna utilize. Oh shoot! I was gonna ask my wife if she had some hair ties, because the suggestion is to use hair ties instead of this for one part of this. Oh hey, Out of Darts includes a hair tie. Nice. Never mind. I didn't know that. That's awesome. What do we got? I'm hungry too. I had a little snack here before stream. I think I am going to try using the silly slime, whatever they call it. Let's put some miscellaneous parts here, and then we have our general. I think these are 440 screw fasteners. I'll just put those right there in the middle. Got lots of O-rings, cotter pins, go short, longer. That guy, nut, a couple of pins. Let's just go. All cotter pins over there. Some of this stuff. Yeah, perfect. Both Silver Fox and Outer Dart includes a hair tie. Awesome. Well, you don't own a hair tie. They are great to keep the beard away. My beard's not quite long enough yet to worry about it getting too much in the way. Hey, RS Mix. So, okay. So we got this, and now we got to start pulling parts. So we start with assembling the stock. The core pieces of the stock, and then the side pieces. You get there, just avoid cut beard discussions with your wife. I know. Here, let's zoom in just a little bit. I did pre-glue the plunger tube. Now a portion of this video, Silly Butts makes very clear not to pre-glue this. However, this has been updated since the video was made. There are a couple of screws that are hard to get to. They got moved down here. They used to be up here. So, yeah. So that's no longer an issue. What are we building? We are building a foam dart blaster. By a designer who goes by Silly Butts. But, yeah, I think that's all that's the main things I need on the handles. There we go. I think this is our first little bit. I do have a hard deadline today. Pretty much, I mean, it's relatively hard. At about the 3-hour mark, I need to be getting off of here. So careful avoiding the Nerf word. Well, I mean, they're foam dart blasters, inspired by Nerf. Okay, so this goes on here. These go in here and like that. And then we have some pieces, that's not the one. These pieces thread in at the various locations to tie that together. And I think I'm going to try to use my Hodo driver here, assuming it has a charge. Hey, are you kidding? Hey, check it out. I don't have the little stupid emoji or reaction icon there. The zombie said something in one of the other streams, I think it was Zombie, that made me realize that I should look for settings, and there's a allow reaction, live reactions was a checkbox in the stream settings. So live reactions are off. Okay, so we are going to put these on. This is the torque, the minimum torque on this is too much. I just use my hand. That's for Are You Kidding's benefit there. Hey, Shammy. That cleans up the chat. Yeah. Why the smaller jigsaw parts instead of a single centerpiece? So it can be printed on a smaller printers. That's important. I think it's a good thing to consider. You know, while we're talking about printability, and I'm going to probably do final checks on these with a... While we're talking about printability, one of the things I really like about Silly's design is he pays attention to printability. There's no supports needed. for this design. Which, coming from the Voron team and having that being one of our core things, it's noticed. Jamie, thank you for being late by 14 minutes. Photodroma light tool has a charging stand with pogo pins. Yeah, it should be on this. I bet you they're not made by the same company. the manufacturer, I mean. That would be possible. Woo! Hey, Joe. Most parts are made for printers with around 200 millimeters bed, which makes perfect sense. Yeah. And if you notice, all the new 3D set stuff is made for a 180 bed for the Prusa Mini or bigger. Okay, one side of that. I guess I can put this on. These are all the same length for 440 screws, which is nice. Photo minimal torque setting is way too high. Yeah, I agree. I think the speed is a little high too. I think the speed is a little high. And unfortunately that screwdriver is a little too big. I wonder, I mean, I can just, yeah, there. Okay, so that puts that together. And then we got this side. Hey, Maker Viking. Who else do we have? Squirrel Brain, welcome. Using the Chromium open source version, that's the same issue. Hey, Honored Twig. Hey, Eldar. You're doing well in America after the big holidays. Oh yeah, I didn't stuff myself. Felt pretty good. Hey, Andres. Hey, TT. Hey, Jim. Are there larger versions of the parts available for less seams for people with larger prints? The CAD is available. You could merge them, basically. The CAD is right here. Oops. Right here. You could go in there and merge those parts if you wanted. Go back here. Hey, the GPs. Hey, Chad. Hey, Marco. Drop down is slow and cumbersome. So these were all printed on either my Mark IV or the Mercury 1. These are all PETGs, so I don't usually print PETGs on the Vorons. No reason why not. It doesn't need to be enclosed, so I don't. You guys throwing out any cantaloupe you had? Any cantaloupe? Slab build, have you made any of Sully's other designs? The Alchemist is a performer. The Alchemist is new. I have not. I have built the other Silly design that I've built is the Cynthia. And this is the Mermaid's Tail ProtoPasta PETG. This same metallic gold orange or orange metallic gold and carbon fiber black PETG. We'll bring that out later when we're comparing them. Just finished my Mark III to Mark IV upgrade this morning. Awesome. So I don't know if anybody saw, but I posted a pretty, here, let me bring it up. I posted a pretty interesting picture of, let's bring this over here. Let's do this. Ah, that's not what I want. I guess that's going to be good enough. Posted a pretty interesting picture of dried versus wet PETG. So the top filament there that looks like yarn was extruded. I was loading it into the Mark IV last night and it came out like that, which told me that this is as it's purging the nozzle. So this is consistent extrusion between both of these. The top one was last night. The bottom one was after having it in the food dehydrator overnight. So that's a huge difference. Anyway. Hey Bruno, thank you. I'm doing well. I'm doing really well. I've got quite a few of the main color parts for you printed too. It's not going to be done by the time I leave, but I'm getting a good start on it. Let's see. that PETG was stored in one of my sealed tubs, and it's just it just collects moisture over time. So yeah, I pretty much don't print PETG unless I plan for it and dry it ahead of time. Let me see if I have a smaller. There we go. That's a smaller tip screwdriver than this one. Oh, no, it's not. Well, yeah, it comes to more of a point. Let's see how it fits them. Do I have desk and I do. Yeah, that fits better. Okay. So that is. And then we have the stock, the butt. It's that way, right? Yep. It goes right like that, and that's why I wanted this, because I was going to need a longer shaft on the screwdriver in order to get these in. Okay. TPU is the same, yep. I haven't had as much problems with TPU as PETG. And I haven't printed much nylon. I'd like to. Yes, I can. You're funny, John. Yeah, it's feels a little short, but yeah. Okay, so that is there. If we go here and skip through this a bit, this is going through assembling all these pieces. And then we put the one side on so we can get to the trigger assembly next. So we are going to put on this side. There's a little feature on here that this kind of goes in. I think I can put 3 screws in here. You'd be hip firing that a lot anyway. I heard a crack. I'm not worried about it. I'm going to be more diligent about using this though for final type. Cool. So that goes on there. What's he building? I know it's a sort of, it's a blaster, Bruno. It's not one of those. It's a foam dart blaster. Hey, geek. Welcome. What screwdriver is that? This is the Hoto. Designed by Hoto. It has 3 torque settings, but no speed adjustment. It is a little fast and a little torquey. So I do a lot of holding it lightly and letting it spin in my hand when it gets there. Okay, now we take this, we go over here, and we got that piece on. Now we start assembling the trigger assembly. The trigger assembly. There's going to be a few pieces here and a pin and some elastic. So I'm really only using that video just to make sure I stay within a sequence of the assembly. Got this, got trigger. This goes like that. And then there is a piece that goes on top of this like that. And then the short pin. So short pin into there, this on there, and then there's a hole on the back side there that the pin lines up with. It's supposed to line up with. That is a tight fit. Why is it so tight? Any reason you didn't go with a large loop lever? I pretty much printed out the default pieces. I thought about the different options, and where is my pliers? Little pliers. I thought about the different options, but I figured I'd just build it default. Use these guys. Had to ream that hole a bit. Well, let's see. Let's clear out. Just clear out any bits that I had already pushed out of the way. Put that on there. Oop. There we go. It didn't take a whole lot of force. I just couldn't push it in well with my fingers. That's all the way in. Wrench is awesome. Never seen like it before. Yeah, these Knipex smooth jaw parallel pliers are super handy. Hey, Jeff. Hey, Pedro. Bring out the +1 pliers of awesome. Yes. What did you glue your tube yet? I did. I glued it last night. I mean, I do have an Amazon affiliate set up now, a little store. So if you're interested in those or other bits, They are out there. Okay, so this goes in here and sets in there, and then this moves freely this way. Let's go ahead and put those screws on. What do you use to glue the tube? This I used, do I have it in here? I use this. I've been using this shoe fix glue. This is, I bought off Amazon. It is a cyanoacrylate with a flex agent added. So it gives it's not as brittle as the end result, but it's still a CA glue. I've been using this to glue in magnets as well. So those I am not going to tighten all the way. Powered. Here, finish them up. Way more feel by hand. There we go. Got the new Cowboy style, nice. Hey Kyle, welcome. Okay, now we've got our elastic cord, and this one is a little frayed on the end. Frayed, John, not afraid. Okay, we got that, and aha, I went out and bought a torch, which is overkill for all of this, but clean up that frayed end. For really gluing PETG, I recently found out 30 gloop is fantastic. I don't think I have any gloop for PETG. So I'm gonna pull that in, knot it, and then double knot it. Like they say. And I did start here at the end, but there we go. What's this thing? Look safe? I'm going to cut this somewhat close and touch the end. Okay, so I think we'll go through. Oops. This end is frayed as well. Let's make it easier on ourselves. There. Go through here, through there, and then pull this tight. This way down. Oops, not pulling it. Great for creme brulee. Yeah, that's basically what they're marketed for. Let's bring this in here and then pull this tight and try to work this knot down to the end. There we go. So then I'm going to pull this out and do a second knot down here. There. All right, like that. Oh, I can come down on that. Didn't even feel the heat with my fingers. That's what we want. Now the out of darts instructions have you putting this screw here. There's an extra screw hole here, and this screw goes in and can adjust the feel of the trigger release, or adjust where it releases. I'm not going to put that in yet, because still these instructions say you can put it in later. So. Morning, Brent. Hey, Dave. Hey, Polar Ted, welcome. I left it out on mine. Yeah, it can be added later because this whole thing's levers out of the way, and you can, I think you can get to that. My fingers seem to have an unusual tolerance to heat. Maybe it's just age. Okay, so those can go in my neat, handy dandy trash bin. This can go over here just to keep these from fraying. I'm going to there, put that out of the way. And then we're on to another. The thingamajig screw, yes. Okay. So past that, this is all talking about tying that and where the elastic cord goes. And it's talking about that screw. Okay, now we can assemble this bit. So let me, that's paused, right? Okay, so we have this, which is the pre-glue plunger tube. That's funny. Also adjust the trigger throw, so too much exposed screw makes it not fire. Okay. Hey, zombie. Apollo is not the, well, truly Apollo is the reason for this. Apollo is the reason for many of us building these foam flinging fun machines. However, I bought this kit. So I mean, Apollo did his job, and I've now bought a kit. Oops, that's still playing. That shouldn't be. So, okay, the mag piece, and the mag release. And the mag release goes over here. It goes in here like this, and it pivots on a pin that goes through that hole and those holes. This starts out with a screw that is just a pin stop. And that is now, that screw is now, oh, it fell over here. Here the reason. Okay, so that just goes in there. And it doesn't do anything but act as a stop for this other pin that goes through here. And this is the part that catches on the mag. This goes in here. So now, have them. Might as well use them. Use the big ones this time. So that's gonna go there. This is gonna squeeze in there, and then I gotta find the spot. Making sure I don't. Ah. There we go. Now we do actually have to push this under flush, so I need something else to push on that. I think just a small driver is going to be enough. There we go. And another screw in here to keep that from coming out. I'll know where to watch where the screw flew to. Okay, so that goes there. And then another piece of foam gets tied. I much prefer a ratcheted handle screwdriver. Well, I have the, we could play with the LTT screwdriver. Okay, pull this around and then pull a second knot on here. So 2 knots, trim the excess. This is why you burn the end. Okay, so now this goes through here and the other side. That should tuck in there pretty reasonably. Let's see if I can turn this around. There we go. Put the knot, twist it. It might twist back, but twist it so the end of the knot is down inside there. And then this, when pressure, great for blaster builds. Well, for most screws. Yeah. Pull this in. Oops. These are kind of a challenge to get the there we go. Okay, now I can pull this out and get another knot on the end. Put that on the other side. There we go. About the full-size LTT driver, Stubby wasn't doing it for me. I only have the full-size one. Do that, and then that. Now we should be able to grab magazine, and that does there. Now this will go beyond here because there's nothing up here to stop it. But the idea is that you can't pull it past. There we go. Awesome. The Hodo has been good enough for me to buy 2 of them now. Nice. I haven't charged this yet. I think I put some charge on it when I first got it. I haven't charged it. I haven't used it a ton, but now to keep that from fraying, just sitting there. Since I have it, I'll use it. And I think I'm done with that. I don't think I'll need any more of that. LTT precision driver looks intriguing. I'll have to look at that. I really like my iFixit precision driver kit. That's been awesome. Okay. Back here, we're talking about this, what I just did. To change my Hodo, it's mostly been used to put together flat pack furniture. Okay, we're gonna put this together, the push rod, whatever. I printed the regular one. I didn't print the long one. We'll see if that was a mistake or not. And then this piece and a couple of more O-rings. So this one, this is not, doesn't act as a sealing ring. This acts as a bumper for if you dry fire it. And when it's actually firing, it just stops against the, yeah, it stops inside here against the plastic part there. So. This one comes around the outside, just like that. So this first O-ring here is the one that seals. This one's just acting as a bumper. And all this goes on to the end here. So a couple of screws into the side. I think I'm going to do these manually. I'll leave those somewhat loose, and then I'm going to put the two in the front. Difference between long and short priming rods is the long rod comes out past the muzzle block. It requires use of the longer cover part to hide it. Short one works with any cover option, except the long one was made because sometimes this assembly would twist and get caught up, right? Hey Chris, welcome. If you were to only have one pair of the Nipix pliers, which size would you have? Right now I have the smallest pair I have and the biggest pair out here. It would be the middle one. The middle pair is what I would have if I only had one. These are the 250s. These are the 150s. I think are they 180? I think it's the middle. They are all Phillips head. Yep. They're all Imperial. They're not metric. They're 440 screws. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and tighten all these now. There we go. So that's that assembly. Yeah, these Knipix pliers are invaluable, Zombie. You should consider a pair. You should consider clicking on the Amazon link in my description and consider a pair. Okay. Hey, Sanity, welcome. The plunger head is now one part instead of two. Yeah, he goes through the assembly. I have the single part. Okay, so we're gonna skip through all this. Oh, now we can put some O-rings on the pusher. Is that right, what that's called? Just have the pusher. Two of the small O-rings. Now I guess you can go one or two on here to change how tight this is in the part, but I'm gonna go straight to two for a good seal. You were here from the start? I didn't see. Hey RJ. Hey R3D. Or you just now mentioned the link in the description. I went looking elsewhere. Well, I just set it up a couple of weeks ago. I finally went out there and navigated the Amazon stuff. I figure I can add things. I still need to go in there and update it and add some suggested items. Okay, this is gonna go on here. When I go to put this actually in, I'll lube it. It needs some lube. I'm not gonna do that yet. And he suggested printing the flat one, which is what I did. There's a different version. I'm not exactly sure why that is there. But I'm just regurgitating what Silly said in the video, JH, is that there's a longer one because some were getting caught. No giveaways on Charlie's Angel streams. Nope. Okay, so yeah, that goes in there. talking about there's different versions with depth of this groove to tune the size. Get through here. And then different versions. So I printed the one-piece turnaround. Talking about the reasons you might do a different one. So it says they're very important not to glue the plunger, but that's because there's been a revision since. It doesn't matter if you glue the plunger now. There's 2 screws that you have to get to. You can kind of see the holes for them here. Those got moved to the bottom, it looks like. The pin extractors on your list work on Microfit 3. Yes, yes, they're MF3, Molex MF3, and they are magic. They are absolute magic. I don't know durability, long-term durability, how often you're going to need to change the end there, but if you're careful with it, it should be fine. You should talk to Polymaker. There's no reason why I couldn't do. I mean, it's per the any loose agreement I have. I think I could do them. I just haven't. I haven't. So there's 2 O-rings that go in here. We're gonna put those in. So there used to be 2 screws right here in these corners that were hard to get to because you have to get past the tube here, and you need a long shank screwdriver. And so that was the reason. The angle isn't quite right, but those got moved to down here. So there are 2 O-rings that go inside here. They do not get any lube. They are the medium size O-rings in the kit. I am going to just kind of use my pinky and a pick tool to see where I am getting these in. There we go. There's one of them in there. Need to add the Pro Chamfer tool. I just made a fancy rugged box for him too. Yes, I need to print that, Kyle. That little box looks cool. I like it. There's 2 grooves in there, 2 completely separate grooves. So I'm working this in to both. It is tight. There we go. Those are both seated in there. Just be able to listen in now. Saturday stream. You're traveling to the UK tomorrow. I am traveling to the UK on Monday. And there is 1 nut, 1 hex nut in the kit, and 1, I think, plastic thumb screw. So this hex nut goes down in here. Just use my pinky to hold that in place. You can kind of see it. And then this just gets threaded in enough to hold the nut in place. This is going to hold the barrel in place later. So just thread it in enough to where it's not going to keep me from putting the barrel in. Then you tighten this to just finger tight to hold it in place. Hey, Shenanigans. Listening now. Does she know what your printers are made of? Told my wife I bought 18 spools of Polymaker. She figures it's cheaper than a printer. 18 rolls of Polymaker, depending on what it is, can make a printer, right? Okay, so that is there. Let's see where we're at. Talking about putting those O-rings in, where they go. You can kind of see the cross section there where I just put them, and then the nut and the thumb screw there. This goes on there with a, oh, there's another piece. Okay, so there's a couple of pieces, and then that's gonna go, this piece gets screwed on. Your magwell might hit the pointy bits under the feed guide. Remove material to make space for the feed guide. And then that goes on to some dovetail joints and then some more screws. Those are the, here, where is it? Yeah, good enough. Goes up there. We'll test fit all this. Okay. Pause this, go back to this. With my last order, I'm up to 74 kilograms of just Polymaker. Wow. Just bought some Polymaker Galaxy Blue PLA. That is a nice color for my Sandy Mini. Awesome. Sandy Mini. Is that a free model? I'll have to find that and print it. Any supports or anything? So, Kyle, this Silly Butts does a great job. You should check out the designs. He does an awesome job of modeling all of these blasters that turn out looking so cool. With no supports required. I don't even use the skirts or brims that he recommends, even on the small parts, even on these little clips. So it's a free model on printables. I've seen that. I just keep forgetting to go back and look for that mini Sandy. I want to print it in the same colors as the one I did. Is there an assembly guide built into the Fusion files? Not really. It's just all the parts are in there. Hey, Francois. Okay, so this is going to go, this slides onto a little dovetail joint there and there. So that slides on there, nice and satisfying. Actually, I don't want to do that yet. I want to put this guy on here. And once again, I'm very much, you know, I like my manual drivers by default. I feel more comfortable. I can feel when I've hit tight. I linked it in the Discord. Oh, okay, thank you. Have you ever gone through and looked at what people have bought on Amazon through? I have. And the affiliate links in general tend to be persistent. Once you've clicked on it, other things that you buy are on that affiliate link. So there's nothing embarrassing there, and it doesn't identify folks at all. But there are things that are unrelated. Probably building another mini 4x4. It's nice. Just need to get all new motors. Nice. I'm going to build that. I don't know how many months from now, but it'll probably be another Charlie's Angels stream series for building mine. Do you want a Welsh t-shirt when you come to Smurf? What is special about a Welsh t-shirt? What is a Welsh t-shirt? I mean, my default answer is sure. Sounds good. Okay, so that is on. Now it can go onto here. And then I can make sure that things aren't interfering. Yep. Now, is it? I think that's where it should go. Yeah, it lines up that way. That's satisfying. It's Welsh. If you're into printed Nerf, also check out Captain Slug. He has some really nice designs. Yep, the first one I did was Talon-Claw, the Talon-Claw 4, and we'll show that later on stream too, because we'll do some comparison firing. See you, zombie. Whales for Tom Scott did a couple of videos going through what people had bought through his link several years ago. There were all kinds of strange and interesting items. I don't have time to go through and search for things, so I happened to notice, but Wales is one of them. Okay. Okay, this goes here, and then we got a couple of screws here, which these are a little more, I mean, they're accessible, but I'm not going to be able to get to these properly with my Poto. So 2 screws there. Are there any others? Nope, just those 2 on the bottom. I would not refuse any shirts, considering I'm probably going to underpack anyway. Let's just put it that way. Large, extra large. Extra large is probably safe. There we go. Okay, that is solid. Maybe it's going to give you, I want to... And all I got was this lousy t-shirt. Talking about those screws that are hard to get to, you don't have to worry about anymore. Talking about gluing the tube on. So that is something to probably note here, is when I glued this tube on, you can't get to the spots up here basically without getting glue everywhere. So you put this on, and then you give it a nice turn to distribute the glue up around there. And if you look in there closely, you can see the CA glue white residue all the way around, but it looks like I managed to not get any on the O-ring. My wife is making up a Welsh gift pack. Oh, awesome. Thanks, the GPs. I'm looking forward to meeting you. Okay. Going through there. That is talking about spinning it around as you glue it. Oh, now we get on to the front. So we're going to assemble the front piece. And this is where that hair tie comes in, all these other pieces. So we have a front piece here. And then I did print the extended front, but I also have this that'll go right there. So, okay, this and the release. Now there's a chamfer here that goes away from the front of the blaster. And then is there a spring option? Is that what that's for? That's for if you're using a spring instead of a, that's that divot. There's a divot there, and there's a divot in the bottom of this front piece, which, by the way, that print turned out so nice. But we're going to use a hair tie. Now, I think I want to double this up, right? That's what the instructions say. I don't know if I'm going to be able to. That goes there, but I think I'm supposed to stretch this. Double this up. Let's go here. Let's just do that, but I want that the twist to be down here, I think. That's going to be really, really tight there, isn't it? It goes there. That's, I don't know how much tension there should be. That's quite a bit of tension, but we'll go with it. Looks pretty good. Okay. And we can go ahead and put this front cap on, I think. Without double, the catch might not release. Okay. Is keeping that lined up is kind of fun. Yep, that's not. Okay, we'll do. That is really tight. Okay. Need to make sure it releases. Okay. That double do. Okay. Let's go back to this. Lots of pressure. There. Now that's on. That's on, that's on. Talking about the options for this front piece. That extra hole in the top is just for any accessories someone makes. Hey, Ram. Not that, they're blasters. Let's keep it straight. It's blaster. Okay, so this really, the message here is talking about, we have these longer aluminum bars. The holes in the end that we're talking about here are about the size of the head of one of these 440 screws. This needs to be threaded in such that the top of the head of that is somewhere in the middle of this bar, so it catches. That's all that's about. I'm actually going to thread these in without that bar in place, because it seems to me like that'll be a whole lot easier. And I can just... So something around there, I can change it. Hey, Mr. Jada D. Hey, Cyber. Hey, Little Lantern. One of these on either side. So if I now take this in here and set it over that, I probably want that to be just a little less. I want to target the head of that being around the middle of this 1/8 inch aluminum bar. That's that one. And same thing here. I probably want to loosen this one a little bit. If these are threaded in too deep, then these can flex out, I think. And if it's threaded in not enough, then it can get caught underneath the flathead, I think, is the idea. So right about there. So that's going to be that. Is that ABS? Seems like it's awfully hard material to thread. This is PETG. This is all, most of it's ProtoPasta PETG. The silver is Polymaker PETG. A socket head would require a different diameter on, I think would require a different diameter on these holes. Yeah, it's quite a, I think it's a bit looser there. These are standard bars, I think. I keep saying I think, but I believe these are standard size used across a few different blasters. Okay, let's get back here. Just talking about the depth of that screw, making sure it's around the middle. Put that in place. Making sure the chamfer is in the right location. Just talking about the elastic. I know, but I can dream. I imagine there's got to be an imperial equivalent. Oh yeah, for sure. I don't actually have a 440 socket head to compare, so I guess that's valid. Okay, so we get this piece together. So there's a trigger mechanism and a pin. Okay, so grab this piece. That goes right there. Set this aside for a moment. There is a trigger mechanism that goes in here like this. And then there's a pin length. Which pin do I want here? I think it's going to be this middle length one. Nope. One of the shorter ones. Yep. One of the shorter ones. So this is going to go in here like that. And this wants to still. I don't think that, does that move anymore? I don't want it to be too tight. Yeah. So I'm going to pull this out and bend it just a little bit. A little less than that. So this is too stiff right here. So if you bend it out here and then just kind of barely tweak it, there. Now it's fully loose, but not too wiggly on there. Hey, Mr. Carfy, or Mike Carfy. Mike Carfy, hello. You can make a weapon with a rock and a stick. Bling. Okay, so that is on there. Talking about making sure that that pivots freely, doesn't bind up. That goes on there. Do we talk about putting any screws in there? Oh, there are no screws going that way. Okay. So it stopped. So this stays here. This comes up on there. And then this should push down. If I push on that, you can see the release here moving a little bit. This piece is going to go onto here and fasten in with 6 screws. Tried to explain to a few I came across, it's impossible to 3D print out of the plastic. Oh, let's just stay away from even talking about how it's not a bad idea. Let's stick to foam. Foam flinging fun is what we want to stick to here. It doesn't matter that other things are capable out there. It's not even on our radar today. Okay? Two more on the bottom. Yeah, so my idea here is I have a pump action. I have the Talon Claw 4. I have a bolt action in the Cynthia. Now I'll have a lever action. So when will you build a Gatling version? Depends on what designs are out there. So a big part of what I like seeing and doing with these is seeing different. So I'd like to probably, the next one I'll do will be a different designer. Just to see what folks are doing. A tennis ball thrower, probably somewhere. So that is that piece. And I think we're gonna end up putting this other bar on here soon. Not tempted to design your own? I don't have time to design my own. And there is a skill to getting all the aesthetic right. Silly does a good job with that. A lot of these blaster designers do a really good job with that. Okay, you should check the Hummingbird flywheel driven with a solenoid plunger. There is a flywheel driven one that I'll be doing. Probably the same one that Modbot's working towards. It's all high five blue. It's all high five blue. So this is talking about putting this piece on and screwing it in. Oh, and then we put the top rail together. Okay. So top rail and a couple of, what did I do here? I think I have a Picatinny version and a regular version. There we are. Okay. So this is here, and the wide spaced holes go in here first. That goes to the first hole there, and then same rules. This goes in here with the screw head such that it does not go all the way down. It gets threaded in just under or about the middle of the aluminum rod. Let's see how much play there is there. You can kind of see that. Let's thread this in. Now that's much less. FDL3. I have a spool of that blue waiting for a good project to use it with. Yeah, it's a nice color. There, that will work right there. So that, and then we have our sights. So we're gonna go here. And I didn't put the little filament pieces in. I might do that later. That one and that one. So that, this goes across here. There's a little notch. And this one goes here. That goes there. That looks about right. Oh, nope, I did something wrong. I missed. I grabbed the wrong piece. This one has a extra chamfer here that matches the chamfer here for loading. You can manually load a dart. So that means this goes on here like that. This one goes on here, and this goes on here. Now there's a screw you put in the sides here to lock these in place. I'm not going to worry about that yet. Struggles with light burn. He has both diode and CO2 lasers, but he has trouble with computers. Who are we talking about? Okay. That is that. screw there. That. We're talking about that chamfer. Oh, this piece gets screwed onto the bottom. What are we talking about otherwise? Okay, so let's go there. So the pusher, whatever it's called, goes onto the bottom here. It's gonna need a screwdriver. Friend help from, oh, a friend I help from time to time. Got it. Okay, so that's straight. And one more screw. Print directly out of my heated dryer while it's on. You should be fine. There. And once again, I'll lube this later. I don't want to get the oil all over my bench here. Okay. Let's go back. Let's see what this is. This is this assembly. So I've got a pin, I've got this, I've got a cap, and this piece. So this is this piece. There's a little hole there and a pin with a flat side on it. This goes in there. So let's go ahead and put that in. Now, something I don't really like is the hole that this screw is going into is undersized, so the fastener threads in. If this isn't pressed up against this just right, when this is threading in, then you have to strip. You end up stripping this hole out anyway to get this to tighten. Randy, the sights are actually backwards in his CAD. If we were listening to it, you would notice, we would have saw earlier on that that he notes that the sights are backwards in CAD. Okay, so that is in there now. That is tight. There. This is going to go on here. That moves freely without too much play. It should be clearance size, yeah. I noticed that there was another spot. Oh yeah, it was this front piece. It should be clearance size in this cap. Okay, this is gonna go on here, and then there's a little printed cap here. Oop, and I'm throwing things all over the place. I've had to file the top rails shorter, about 0.5 millimeters, to get the final screws in during assembly. When I test fitted, it looked like it was going to go okay. There is a chamfer there, inside there, and there is a chamfer to the end of this. You would think that this goes like that, but I don't know that that's the case. Maybe this just has some extra play side to side. Let's find out. Let's see what this looks like. Okay, there's a pin that goes through there. And which pin is this? Is this a short pin, or? I think it's a short pin. Greg knows about this and is confirmed by this, so if you have alignment issues later. Okay, so that goes there. Goes on there. The threaded rod goes in there. Oh, it does go that way. Okay. So we're going to throw this through the clearance hole that is in there. Thread it into this piece. There we go. That's on there. This will go in here. Okay, so now we have a bunch of sub-assemblies that we need to put together. So that pin goes through the back there. Is that the... Here, let's find out. Which pin is that? Which pin is that? That's gonna be... Let's get rid of that piece. That piece. That's gonna be this pin right here. Find in browser. It's this guy. That guy is 25, about 25 millimeters. That has got to be, yep, that's the short one. Okay. What size is the heat set? I'm sure it's Imperial. It is Imperial. I'm not 100% sure what size these threads are. 3/16, maybe? It's smaller than 1/4-20. So I'm guessing 3/16. But that'll thread in here, and I'll put some Loctite on it. But that'll thread in there like that. And I am going to reprint this in the same orange or silver or something. Okay, so that is the short pin. We've confirmed. Get to the party. Hey, old crazy eye. Oh, it's 1032. Okay, 1032. 3.4 micro bananas. Yep, that's exactly 1032. Oops. Okay, so that goes in. Oh, I'm showing this. That goes in right there. The other one goes in there, but not fully. Now, which pin is that? That is this pin here. Now, they went in opposite sides in the CAD. In the video, he goes in both the same side. This guy here, this one is about 38 millimeters long. So is that the middle one? Yes, so the middle one. Okay, so the one goes here, the other one, it doesn't seem like it matters which side it goes in, but it is a tight fit, and I think he says specifically that's okay, and that it shouldn't be completely bottomed out. So we'll go about there for now. And that gets us to that point. And this is where he's talking about it not being completely bottomed out. And then we can put the trigger, this mechanism on there. So let me get my glue, or my Loctite stick, and put a bit on there. Now Loctite takes a little bit of time to set up. So, and it's only blue, so it'll come right out. It just gonna thread that in, help distribute it. I'm just gonna thread it in until it just barely bottoms out, and then we're gonna leave it. Now, this goes on here like that. Now, if you remember, the trigger here pushes here, which pushes this up, which pushes this forward, which pushes on this lever, which pushes the release up. See you, Arthur. Have a good one. Print you a bunch of blue nubbins to put over the stock screws so it's cleaner. I think they all get covered. I think they all get covered, so. Oh, are you talking about here? Yeah. Or I can use the universal anodizing stick, a blue Sharpie, and see if it covers them pretty well. See, Apollo said this would be about an hour build. Okay, and then that goes on there. And that goes on there. And the top goes in, and a couple of screws over there. Okay, so here's what I did. I moved this down out of the way. This comes down onto that pin, and then slides back to each other. Then this top rail goes in, there's a notch in the back here. It goes in there. Turn all of this over. And thread in a couple of screws here. It's an hour build if you don't have to stop and talk to your fellow watchers. Yes. Too many squirrels. All the squirrels. Okay. Finish these off. See ya, Mike. Have fun with your honeydew list. Okay, so that goes there. Those two fasteners. That gets moved up there. And then we can put this plate on. Okay. That is this plate. And this will line up with all of the I think we've got our 4 screws here to put in. I'm intentionally not threading these in all the way with the power, just getting them started. I am nearly done, yes. Just kind of, all the main stuff is done. Now at this point, I'm going to get, since I have full access to that O-ring, I'm gonna grab some of the slime here. Now on previous blasters, I've used just super lube, but this will be an interesting comparison. bit of that. It's essentially super lube oil. Yeah. Then screws, screw, screw. And one more. Yep, those are the 4 I just put in. There is a, yep, that goes through there. That goes in there. It's just the pins, making sure they were lined up. Okay, so that goes on there. Then the pins for the, okay. So now we have this assembly. Does this just go in here? Yeah. So there's a groove here where the threaded rod goes. That goes into there. And then I think the idea is there are these bars that go between there and there. So that goes there, that goes through there, that goes through there, and through the lever. If we pull this over, another bar goes like this, and then these little printed clips hold this on. Our building blasters, I had no idea Super Lube made an oil too. I didn't know that either. Today I learned. Okay, so now this whole thing will slide forward, but it has nothing to slide on, so I don't want to do that yet. But that kind of gives the general way. These are the clips. The barrel. Oh, the barrel can go in. Barrel. And then the front goes on. Okay. The front goes on, doesn't fall off. Okay, so I need to grab this piece, and this is going to be, the notch goes down and this goes in here. So we need to lube this up. With a generous helping of this, because it's going to get distributed along the plunger tube. This can just kind of work around. I can see that coated in there, so I think I'm good. Yeah. Okay. So that's there. We have the barrel. I want to make sure it's nice and smooth. Make sure there aren't any burrs. Looks like both sides are pretty good. This is going to go in here. And then I need to get that past both O-rings. There we go. I felt two bumps there. And then this can tighten down and just a little bit, just to keep that from coming out. Okay, it's starting to look like something. Okay, it is starting to look like something. I think the last step is to just kind of line everything up and put the front on. Okay, everything just has to line through. Just all the things to pay attention to have to line up. Oh, I need a spring. Okay. I need a spring. Spring goes on here. And then this whole thing, there we go. So now this whole thing comes through here. Those go through. That goes through there. And the barrel comes through. Just keep going back. What am I catching up? It's gotta stay forward. What am I catching on? There we go. This goes up into here. And then this will have some spring tension on it by default, which is good. Okay, there is a one screw here in the top. It's going to help me hold all this together now. That is not anywhere close to the right length there. What is going on with that? Maybe it's the second one. Yep, there we go. There's a first hole. We got to go to the second hole. Fighting spring tension and losing. Let me hold this. There we go. There. Now that's holding. Now we've got a couple of screws that go in. Let's see how the rest of this goes together. Getting very close. Yes, they are Prusa screwdrivers. Yeah, all of that is lined up correctly. It goes on there. It goes in there. Spring is in the spot. We need to that goes there. Where do we thread in on the back? Okay, so do we put the I see. Okay. Okay, we have two side plates. I think this one goes here. And that goes there, that goes there, and then that gets one of these screws right here. This will help. Well, there we go. Goes up into a spot in the plastic. And then these other ones get these threads, these screws. Okay. So that is holding that spring tension now. This one will get the same. So the slab branding on there. Start this thread, this screw in. It's not lined up yet, but if I tweak this, there we go. That is lined up, and screws in the back to hold it in. Let's go ahead and put these other ones in. Okay, so that side is done. This is looking like a blaster. 2 more screws over here. Make sure everything stays in place. Okay, now there's a little bit of play in the rail here. There is a spacer, but I feel like the spacer could probably be just a hair thinner than that. That's okay. This will work as it is. Yep, that moves. Now there is, the silly scar is on the printer right now. I will be right back. I will be right back. Okay, I had printed the extended nose piece because I wasn't quite sure, but I have silly scar. So this is going to go on here. I think there's one more O-ring. Goes right here. And then this goes on the end here. And then this threads in. Really easy. Hey, don't knock it. Here we go. That is the slab. Let's fire it. Now we need to see if it's even going to catch and fire though. So let's find out. So if I, there, and then plug the end, it's not pulling enough. So now I need to take this and unthread it a little bit. So I'll grab some pliers. So there's not enough throw on that to trigger the thing. So we loosen this a bit. Let me just put my not enough. Find out. Not enough. Oh, yeah, I'm loosening it. Not enough. Should be sit in the dimple. It is sitting in the dimple. Yep. Now let's see if we can, there we go. I could push hard enough on it right here to get it to fire. Now I wonder if I need that screw on the back here. So can I get to that? Yep, I can get to it. I'm gonna put that screw in. Hey Shammy, for your next blaster build, thank you. Such an amazing streamer and more important, such a humble and amazing human. Thanks for all you do. Thanks Shammy, I appreciate that. So I am going to thread this in here. This is the little screw we left out before. Thread this in most of the way. This does make for the adjustable trigger, yes. So that's basically just the screw head. And let's see if that makes, there we go. Yep. That combination seems to be okay. So let's fire it. See you, John. Hey, 1 liter Peter. I do not print my own darts. So these are the Target, you can get these at Target. They're the Dart Zone Max darts. I have some Works darts. I don't know where they are actually at the moment. There's a whole box of them. Let's see if it fires. Okay. So back, you can kind of see there's a dart went up into place, and then it pushes into the barrel. Are we gonna make a matching hole in my garage door? Nice. Nice. I did not. I hit the metal part. Let's find out. Here. Let's see if this will show. See the old hole right there. See if I can put a new one in it. The tip on the barrel can really slow the darts, yeah. But not as much as you would think. It does have some oomph. The last one didn't actually stick. That's the insulation in the garage door. It's fine. Yes. So here. Yeah, it goes. It goes. That is awesome. That is awesome. Okay, let's see how fast it shoots. Let's see how fast it shoots. I'm going to make some room here for something. Have my little chronograph. Give me a nerf when I become 12 again. Yep. I need an official target. Unfortunately, my son, I don't know where he is right now. Laura is concerned for you getting in trouble with your wife. No, no more holes. Okay, let's see. I hope this has power. Yay, it does. Okay. Let's... Oh, boy. What am I going to use? What did I use last time for a stand for that? This will actually work pretty well. Put some of this stuff away or out of the way. And make some room over here. What do we got? Does not have a quarter tripod. It does, but I'm using that for the camera because I want to point a camera at the thing. So I'm going to go here, and then I'm going to grab this. You should print a spinner for a target. That's not a bad idea. Not at all. I'm going to shoot into the corner of the house, or of the garage. I'm going to get this off of here. All the stuff. Get my little tripod extension on here. And then my camera, that way we can actually point it directly at the chronograph. Okay, this is going to go right there. Let's see what we need to do. Let's do that. Keyboard anywhere close. I think that'll be enough. You can see what I'm doing. That look good? Let's see if that tip on the end of the barrel slows down the darts. Yeah, we'll do both. We'll shoot it with and without. Okay. Print a squirrel. It's a bad influence, even yes. Okay, are we ready? Let's see what this shoots. Put a few darts in here. Okay. Oh. 159. Here, let's get this right in. 160. 167. 167. Okay, now let's take the barrel, oh shoot. I pulled too hard. Pop the barrel out of the, nope, that, there we go. Tighten that back up. Now, okay, without the thing, 157. Oh, 170. Ooh, 193. Yeah, we're seeing a good, did that one? Yeah, that one loaded. 176. Made Laura drive today. She disapproves of the shooting of any squirrel, printed or real. I did tighten it up a bit. I just, I tried to pull the scar off without loosening it, and that was a mistake. Okay, is it? No. Let's do another one. Yeah, so there is a penalty to the scar. Is the dart faster if you cycle more quickly? I don't think so. So let's compare this to the Cynthia. So I have the Cynthia here. Let's load it up with some darts. Grab a different magazine. B cars have less influence on the FPS. It's just so much more to I have to buy some bearings and buy the pins. A lot more prep than just printing a part. It's a bearing. I'll show you, Tuxedo. I've got one. So here, these are printed scars or whatever. There is a 3 bits of rifling in there, you can see. There is a bearing version that I have on my Talon Claw here that uses small bearings to spin the dart. That's my Talon Claw. So let's compare the okay, oops. Yeah, this one's still more, but this has a stronger spring on it too. So now if I take that off, this one doesn't have as much impact. Less of a spread anyway. And let's try the Talon Claw with the B car on it. It does sting. It does sting. Okay, now we've got the Talon Claw. They would all sting. Let's try the Talon Claw without the B car. Oh. Basically the same. Oh, dry fired it. Oops. They are all welt-inducing, foam-flinging fun. Whiffs. That is a whole lot of fun. Need we some blaster jelly and do some tests? So this goes on first. Here, let me try the, could be print settings. This is the same bearing, the same printed one, but it was having less of an impact on the Cynthia. So let's try putting that one on here. Who designs these? So this particular design is by Silly Butts. A link to their GitHub is in the description. So now a lot of this is making sure that this is pushed all the way down so it is square to the end of the barrel. Because if this angles at all, it's going to have an impact on both accuracy and speed. Definitely snag an SF25TC spring from Silver Fox. It'll bump the power a bit. Do we need the power to be bumped a bit? This is so cool though. I mean, here, let's see. Let's see what this shoots now. Yeah, this is having more of an impact. Oops. I didn't pay attention. I dry fired it. Do you even have to ask? This collection said more power. This is true. This is very true. Oh, I've got such a mess of darts. Are the files available for the muzzle devices, or do you have to buy them already printed? All the files are available. Now, this blaster uses fewer custom parts than, say, the Cynthia, and I'll explain that here in a second. I'm gonna fire this again. I love the lever action. So I bought a 180 spring on this. I think without the scar on there, I hit a couple of 180s. So I intentionally, because the recommendation for this blaster, because the mechanism is not to run quite as strong of a spring in it. But I'm very happy anyway. So off camera, how long would you clean up add to the stream? Well, they're mostly in one general location since I'm just firing into the corner of the room. So I'll be finding darts forever though. Okay, there was a question about, okay, so this blaster, the most custom things on it are these aluminum rails. And those are easy. You can buy 1/2 inch by 1/8 inch thick aluminum strip from any home store and then just drill the holes in appropriate spots and tap them where you need to. That's easy. The Cynthia has a custom machined, and you can see it in there. The pusher is a custom machined piece. And that's what really makes buying a kit for these worth it. Speaking of kits, make sure you're buying a kit from one of the Silver Fox Industries or Out of Darts. Check with the blaster designer on what places are kicking back, because they license these files. And if you go to a random Etsy shop, you don't know that you're going to be able to help out the designer by buying it from them. The breech, there we go. Yeah, so that's a custom piece in there. And it also has, this one also has some aluminum pieces running through here. And is there any in the front of this? I don't think so. I think it's just a big honkin' piece of plastic for the front. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure Fabrico kicks back too. That's a good point. Fabrico has started carrying these. So all you folks are going to be interested in that. Now, is Fabrico kicking back by buying it from one of the authorized sellers? Is that the idea? And I don't think Fabrico does any of the Silly Butts blasters yet, right? Yeah, there we go. So Fabrico is a partner with Silver Fox. I think it's important. I think there is a ton of time put into these. I think they are very well designed. I am pleased with the Silly Butt stuff, and the Talon Claw I am pleased with as well. It's performing. The thing that would be nicer on this is there were spots that really needed supports in order to print well. And I'm a sucker for designers that pay attention to not needing supports. Can almost make the Cynthia into a pistol. Well, the problem with that is, if you notice, when it goes all the way back here. 223. Yeah, this is fun. This is fun. I do have the kit and the files for a pistol. The zinc, is that what it is? Thanks to Doom Crew sent me that. But this is the first one I've bought on my own. I am going to go in and print a spacer to take up this space here, so this doesn't rattle around. And then I'll probably fix these in place with the screws. The links, or the zinc. There's the links, there's a zinc. There's so many names on these. I love the look of this though. That high five blue, and then just the lever action. 168. So this is intentionally bought with a weaker spring than the other two, because that seemed to be the recommendation from Silly Butts, and probably based on this lever system. I do like the action. This is very much a welcome addition to my collection. I got to figure out how to display these. rather than just setting them in a corner. So, oh boy, I'll have to take a picture of that dart there, and maybe I'll hold the blaster up to it and like a trophy picture. You bought the weaker spring to borrow to your son when you play with your Cynthia. Wow. There are Nerf hooks for the honeycomb storage wall. Okay. I'm not going to be in here forever. This is still a very temporary studio area. I'm making progress on the shed, which is the next step before I move on to rearranging the other garage. So there's Captain Slug, Talon Claw, U, Bullpup. Wow, that's a mouthful. Nothing more permanent than a temporary solution. Yeah, because this works. I've got tons of space. I've got decent lighting, but I think I can do better in the other shop. This is awesome. This is very awesome. What's that printer behind me? This printer here is my original V2. It's getting a Chaotic Lab CNC parts kit. I'm mostly done installing it. It also has a Duet Mini 5 Plus running RepRap firmware. And yeah. So it's being worked on. And that's something I wanted to, maybe we can talk about too. If I can do it after the first of the year, probably. Yeah, it's right there. It barely fits out of camera. After probably the first of the year, I think I'm going to start doing a midweek stream. Unfortunately, it's going to be evening. It's going to have to be after work. But the intent there is to save build series for Sunday and work on existing printers during the week. And it may not be a consistent day. It might be just a day that I'm ready, and it might not be every week. So Apollo just posted a link in the Charlie's Angels stream chat with for the pistol that I have the parts for. But I want to cover some stuff on a stream that is working on existing printers, but with the amount of Sunday stream content I have and coming up, the only way to do that is to add a stream. So no promises on it being consistent, but I will probably be doing some of those, probably starting after the first of the year. So, what time is it? We are at 2 hours and 16 minutes. So we can hang. We can fire this a couple more times. So this kind of thing is probably going to stick to Charlie's Angel streams because they become public after 30 days, which reminds me, oh no, the last one was public. Nice. So this kind of thing will probably stick to Charlie's Angel streams. That front piece turned out so good. Currently rebuilding my 2.4 and considering upgrading the gantry corners to either CNC or the carbon fiber plates that Nero used. Any thoughts on what might be a good path to choose? You'll be perfectly fine with printed parts. I'm just doing this to check it out. Every other one of my printers has printed parts. Make a few more holes in the garage door insulation. Sure, why not? I'll save that for one per blaster. If a blaster makes a hole on the first shot in the insulation, it deserves to be there. We can accidentally on purpose turn your camera to your right. Soon enough. Soon enough. Yeah, I got it. If I can get. So I aim for it. Here. I aim for it and I hit it. In the vacuum here, I aimed for this hole and I hit it. That's awesome. That is awesome. Connects on that. I'd go with the CNC parts for heat resistance. The resins, carbon fiber parts usually start to soften around 80°C. Can I do it again though? Well, I guess let's find out. Do I have a? Yep. Nope. I don't know where that went or if you can see it. Let's see if we can get it to. It hit the rim. Oh, I gotta learn to pay more attention. Dry fire doesn't sound good. What do I got over there? I got a mess. You see what's off camera? A mess. Hey, Phil. Okay, let's give it a couple more tries. That came right back at me. Oh, that one went in. I'll just... Whew, right back at me and on to V24. This one, I think one went in. Oh, maybe not. I thought I saw it go in. Okay. Just proves you're the same as the other builders. Charlie's popping in on the shot there. Oh yeah, the Hue Forge over there. Those last two bounced off. They're all close though. They're all close. That right there. And you can... And then apparently you can manually load this. So this gives you room to put one, and that's not very easy. Yeah. That is awesome. I need to reprint this piece. I'm gonna reprint that in the same orange, probably. Garbage man's here. It's usually Fridays, but since Thanksgiving was Thursday, it pushes everything back. They work on Saturday to get it done. Now it's roughly better for heat dissipation. That one is so much quieter. Is it? Yeah, this chunk. So satisfying. That lever action is just so satisfying. You can see it push the dart up in there. Okay. Got some adjustment in the trigger apparently, because that time it didn't fire. I've gone through all of these. It's got it probably wearing in. I think I'm gonna do the adjustment on the unscrew this a little bit, because I've unthreaded that rod quite a bit. Let's do that. There we go. Noise canceling does quiet it. Yes, absolutely. This would be pretty harsh on headphones if it wasn't. Awesome. So tomorrow, this is all PETG. Now, I think the official recommendation is PLA. I like to be able to leave them in the car if I wanted to. So I've done PETG. Now my Talon Claw is PLA. And it's been fine, but I haven't actually left any of them in the car either. So this is the Talon Claw. It is empty. And I've got a O-ring out of place, it looks like. I don't know if you can see, but there's an O-ring up in there. So yeah. Have to put that back where it's supposed to be. Probably have to go through this blaster. Yeah. I've left PLA in the car during the summer, but I don't live in... Yeah, California is way different. Anyway, this one's PLA. This is, I'm pretty sure, Polymaker PLA Pro Red Metallic. I think the silver might be Polymaker, or... Yeah, I think it's Polymaker, and then the black is Jesse Sparkle Black. I'm building a collection. Anyway, tomorrow we are streaming. We are maybe possibly finishing up the V0 build, which is going to put me in a little bit of a bind for the next stream, because I'm not going to have any prep time. So the next stream might be something random. Because I'm not ready for the Rook. I'm just simply not ready for the Rook. That might get delayed a little bit because of some of the concerns I have with shipping the current design. The power supply in there is cantilevered. So either I have to design a little brace to put in there or go with a different set of parts. So all Polymaker Starlight PLA, there you go. I am very pleased with this though. This one's probably my favorite in terms of the action. This action is so cool. It's empty. Very, very cool. I will see hopefully many of you at SMRRF. I will be there the whole time. I will have this hex tray and many others if they fit in my bags. And the idea is I will be giving those out in exchange for a donation to the Sanjay Mortimer Foundation. And they have a page on there. You can just go in. And I don't really care what the donation is. It's just the principle, the thought. It's pretty awesome, the design Silly creates, especially for his age. He does look pretty young. I don't know how old he is, but the designs are nice. Good job. Anyway, I think that's it. I'll be back on here tomorrow. I don't know how long the stream's going to be, and I'm pretty sure I can be prepped for it, but we will hopefully finish that up. So thank you for being members, big time. It does help. It helps with, I mean, I can just not even think about it and buy this. I bought a couple of 3D sets kits. They had a Black Friday sale of 50% off the second kit. So I bought the Max, the big van 4x4, and I bought the boat that we were talking about. Shammy basically paid for the boat that stream when we were talking about it. So with that, we will see hopefully you tomorrow. Otherwise, have a good rest of your weekend. Bye.